What is up, guys? It's Flash back with some more charts and another video. It's Tuesday, March 11th, about 4:37 p.m. Eastern. Apologies I haven't posted for a little bit. I was traveling all last week, and I should get back to some sort of regular cadence today, the rest of this week, and next week. Just looking at my video cadence here, we got Bitcoin, gold, Bitcoin measured in gold, strategy with Bitcoin, strategy with gold. So just kind of taking a look, yes, we've had such a nice little pullback here, but if we look at the rainbow chart, rainbow wave indicator, which was created by Leo Hart, look him up on X, great guy. If we zoom back a little bit or scroll back a little bit to the 2017 bull run, we'll see if this loads for me. So we kind of hung out outside of this, path, so to speak, back earlier in Bitcoin's life. We kind of really had a parabolic run up, but I think it was because, we were more or less undervalued in the power law. And so we kind of hung out in this range and really shot up to the top right back in 2017. And so if we kind of just move forward a little bit, I think it's still okay that we're down here with the power law. Slight pullback, a lot of things happening in the global markets affecting liquidity, affecting sentiment, but I am still bullish. You guys know me, I'm still a bull. These charts that I present, they will have a bullish bias to them. So I guess just take that into consideration. I am thinking about maybe doing a series or adding some charts where I present maybe a bearish outlook, specifically with strategy, and just kind of presenting both options and allowing anyone that watches these videos to kind of make their own conclusion. But right now I have a bullish bias, and I think that's going to remain just because of what I'm seeing in the charts. Another thing I want to do here is go into the settings of the rainbow wave. I want to show the fair value zone. Like, this could be another way of kind of looking at Bitcoin's price history and projecting it out. This is an incredibly powerful pattern. It's the power law pattern, obviously. And so whether we have these bubble territories or, these pullbacks, I do think we're going to continue, what I'm saying? Continue up the power law trend. Just the way the network, the hash rate, everything is growing, seamlessly. So lost my Wi-Fi here for 1 second. So let me just get back online here. And we can zoom out even a little bit more. This is kind of the future of Bitcoin. I don't doubt it, right? So again, whether we have these bubbles or not, I still think it's kind of to take this view into consideration, where I think we're just going to hug this green line more or less. We're going to have our ups and downs, but I think we're going to relatively stay in this pattern. And that's my perspective. So let's go over to look at gold now. And I think, we are still entering kind of a consolidation phase for gold. I think this kind of looks like it did back in October of 2024, where we have a little local top, maybe a little bit of retest of some sort, but ultimately we break down and consolidate. So I see that playing out for gold for maybe the spring and summer, and then we can kind of reevaluate. But I'll continue to follow this chart. Now, Bitcoin measured in gold. I'm going to zoom out for this one onto the weekly. Like, I do still think we're kind of in the early stages of this bull market. I know it may not feel like it right now. And we also are kind of breaking this lower trend line right now. But I think if we zoom in a little bit, we did that back here slight deviation of the trend and kind of popped back in. It took a couple days, a few weeks, a month or two. But I do think this is a deviation, and we're gonna be popping back into the trend and resuming upwards. Bitcoin measured in gold. We'll look at strategy. And strategy, when we zoom way out, I kind of have some measured move targets here. I took this uptrend right here. I copied it over and pasted it right here. So I think that this will ultimately play out, just a matter of time, right? So it looks like we broke out of this channel. This is a harsh back test. but that's really all it is. And I'll actually skip over to strategy measured in gold. It's a little bit clearer on this chart, right? We have kind of this upward zone where we topped out back in 2021, where we topped out back in early 2024, and now it looks like we broke out of this massive channel, and we're retesting it right now. So we'll put this on the candle and zoom in a little bit. A lot of volatility right around this zone, right? So we're technically kind of in that zone. We're above this blue line, but we're going to want to see this kind of resume to the upside. And then we'll look at strategy measured in Bitcoin. So I've put a lot of lines on this chart, and it is a bit much, I will say, but kind of helps me see or project out where we're going on the shorter time frame. So again, broke out of this channel. Looks like a classic Wyckoff accumulation. You got your spring down here, and I think it's only a matter of time, again, that we resume to the upside. But if we zoom in, let's go to the 30-minute. So what I've been doing with strategy measured in Bitcoin is kind of just mapping out like the patterns that I'm seeing, bottoming pattern here, sideways consolidation here, bull flag, sideways and down consolidation here, kind of a falling wedge, if you will. Big uptrend here that ended in kind of a rising wedge with a blow off top, a throw over, and it came back down. And then we kind of, had a bear flag, if you will, sideways consolidation, another sideways consolidation here, triangle pattern, another sideways consolidation here. And now it's like, I'm not sure what to make of the recent price action. It looks like an expanding wedge. That could be a continuation pattern, or, that could be a sign of a bottom. I'm not quite sure. But what you can do here is kind of, do these measured moves. I'll make this a little bit brighter. Like right here, you broke out of this consolidation. You went to the target down here. This now becomes the next, downwards target. And so we've made it down here, so to speak, kind of a rough guideline. Even one like right here, right? So we've reached this target of these consolidations. And so, this could be, if this were to break down out of this rising or this expanding wedge, wherever that breaks down from, we could be coming back down here, or, even down here, so to speak. So just kind of something I'm playing around with. Good to have kind of a sense of what price is doing. It's kind of just enters these consolidations. But you see, I have this bull here. We could, be beginning to round out, and ultimately we want to go back up to the upside. To go back to the strategy chart, ultimately to kind of reach, I think this $1,200 target is going to be my first target. That's when, we'll go over to the ballistic model. If I just refresh this is microstrategist.com. Marty Kendall, his ballistic model, it's a work of art. So if we go to the 200, so as you can see, like the green dots are screenshots of the MicroStrategy price when Bitcoin is a certain price. So it's following a certain trend here. So this is the log view. If we go to the linear view, it kind of shows us this. So I like looking at it in the log. It's just a lot clearer that there's a clear correlation going on here. And so if we go to 150K Bitcoin, that's 1.1K for strategy. 200K Bitcoin is 2.5K strategy. So, this is 1200. That's the older target. But as price continues to throw screenshots at the Bitcoin price, so to speak, we'll bring this down to 1100, because that's what the price is. So I'll just edit this. So that's, if and when Bitcoin gets to $150,000, this model is predicting strategy get to more or less $1,100. It's kind of a ballpark, right? So that would imply we continue this breakout here. We'll go back to the weekly chart. And it lines up with this initial target. We copy and paste this trend line, we put it right here, and that has us going to about 2,900. So I think the first stop will be about 1100, again, according to that model. So yeah, just a quick look in the charts. You know, I like to end on this one. We'll go back to Bitcoin just real quick. You know, you guys know I've had this these consolidation lines on here, and so we'll zoom in maybe the 4 hour. And we've been stuck in this domed pattern. I haven't touched this arc. But if we zoom in, maybe the 30-minute, put it on the candle chart, you know, this looks like it could be an inverse head and shoulders, you know, which would, if we break out, we would target this consolidation line again. You know, ultimately our goal is to break out of the green dome and continue the power law trend. And hopefully have another bubble territory, am I right? So that's going to be it for me today, guys. Drop me a like if you found this helpful. I'll see you in the next one.